Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Roosevelt, this is quite interesting to see that Hillary Clinton tops even Biden in this hypothetical poll. She's not officially in the race or anything. My question to you is, why do you think Democrat voters prefer her over the other, 386 Democrat candidates that they have already?
Well, like you said earlier, or like I said, several weeks ago about, not either one of those candidates is getting the Democratic base as a whole excited about coming out to vote. Those voters who may be on the fence. So again, what Hillary brings is something that is huge. It's a brand. I think that in order to get the president unseated in 2020, I think that if Hillary decided to run or had gotten in a race, she won by 3 million in popular vote. So I think she would have got more Democrats out just to unseat the president. And also, she has been signed off on by former President Barack Obama, by Jay-Z and Beyonce, whom neither of those three have even said anything about either the 12, 20 candidates who was already in the race.
Right.
So that says a lot. And it also says a lot about, some of the policies that some of the candidates have, again, are not too exciting to get voters who may not vote out to vote.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. So the question of what's wrong with the other Democrat candidates is kind of all-encompassing. But it seems to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, from a Democrat voter standpoint, that the policies being offered by these other candidates are too far left, whether it's Medicare for all, the Green New Deal, a wealth tax, abolishing the Electoral College, all these different things that you and I discuss or debate on a weekly basis. These are too far left to excite the Democrat base, that they're still looking for someone who's not quite the radical leftist that the current field of Democrats are.
Well, politics is give and take. When you say too far left, right, they are too far left for people who may be, in the middle or moderate or even on the right that they need in order to sway, in order to vote, in order to win the election in 2020. Again, we can just even dissect this to the African-American population. I think 12 to 13% of black men voted for President Trump in 2016, in which was, I believe, strictly for economics. And,
right.
and them being businessmen, in which, according to them, President Trump has done everything that they wanted. So he has that 12, 13%. But I think, again, with Hillary, with her brand and her base and her experience of already running against him, I think if she came in and did something specifically for African-American people in regards to the ADOS movement and reparations, I think she, has a great shot at like they did for Barack Obama.
Let me ask you this. This is from a wisdom perspective. Do you think Hillary Clinton should enter this race, given the fact that she's run for president 2 different times and lost? The first time she ran for president, she lost in the primary to Barack Obama. The second time she ran for president, she secured the Democrat nomination and then lost to President Trump in the midst of a huge divide within the Democrat Party between the Bernie Sanders faction and the Hillary Clinton faction. Her past history running for elected office in the past couple decades has resulted in her losing the election. Do you think it would be smart of her to get in now?
Well, hey, this is America. We don't remember how many times a person lost. We just remember when they are victorious, right? Even with the president, no one talks about him. No one talks about him filing for bankruptcy. They just talk about him being rich and being a president.
I mean, the current president has run for office once and won the one and only time he's run for office. I'm just asking if you think it would be smart of Hillary Clinton to get in, or if she's going to lose, because she's already lost, if she's not going to be able to gin up the excitement in the Democrat base because they weren't that excited about her in 2016 and then lose again.
Exactly. But I think that now, 4 years later, it has changed to where, again, we have this divide about the president and him even going through impeachment hearings and all that other stuff. So now I think that a lot of Democrats who did not vote in 2016 or may have voted for someone else may jump ship and vote for her if she decided to.
I honestly can't imagine that. I can't imagine that Hillary Clinton would be able to get people excited enough to go out and vote, because That was kind of her problem in 2016, besides being corrupt and having a history of flip-flopping on issues and all that. I encourage her to get in the race, though, because I think she's the perfect opponent for President Trump. I do think it says a lot about the current Democrat candidates in the primary that someone who's not even running polls at the top of their list. Roosevelt, as always, I appreciate your opinion and your perspective. Thanks for being on the show. When we come back, one